Morning, my dear students. Welcome to EdStar online math class for class 4. In fraction, part 3 session, first let us recall in previous class what we have seen. In previous class, we have seen about reducing fractions to lowest term, types of fractions, and conversion of fractions. Once again, I am going to recall that. Listen to me. First, reducing fractions to lowest terms. We have to divide the numerator and the denominator by the common factor until there is no common factor between the numerator and the denominator except 1. To reduce into lowest term, we have to follow few steps. Step 1. Find factors for the numerator and the denominator. After find factors for the numerator and the denominator, we have to find common factors and find the highest common factor. And then finally divide the numerator and the denominator by the highest common factor. Now we will get the reduced term of fraction. To reduce the fraction, first we have to find the factors for the numerator and the denominator. After find the factors, we have to find the common factors and the HCF. HCF means highest common factor. After find HCF, we have to divide the numerator and the denominator by the HCF. Now we will get the reduced term of fraction. Next, we are going to see about types of fraction. Look at this table. Already we have seen there are 6 types of fractions. Like fraction, unlike fraction, unit fraction, proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. So there are 6 types. First, let us see about like fraction. Like fraction. In like fraction, the denominator must be same. Look at these examples in the table. Look at the examples. Here all the denominators are same. Next, unlike fraction. In unlike fraction, the denominators are different. Look at these examples. Here all the denominators are different. 7, 5, 12 and 9. Next, unit fraction. In unit fraction, the numerator is 1. In unit fraction, the numerator must be 1. Look at these examples. In this example, all the numerators are 1. Next, proper fraction. In proper fraction, the numerator is less than the denominator. In proper fraction, the numerator is less than the denominator. Look at these examples. 2 by 3. 2 less than 3. 7 by 9. 7 less than 9. 4 by 5. 4 less than 5. 1 by 9. 1 less than 9. So these are all proper fractions. Next, improper fraction. In improper fraction, the numerator is greater than the denominator. Look at these examples. 7 by 3. 7 greater than 3. 9 by 5. 9 greater than 5. 6 by 5. 6 greater than 5. 5 by 3. 5 greater than 3. So these are all improper fraction. Finally, mixed fraction. In mixed fraction, it's come with whole number with proper fraction. Whole number with proper fraction. Look at these examples. 1 by 4. Here 1 is the whole number. 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is proper fraction. Why? Here the numerator value is less than the denominator. So 1 by 4. Whole number with proper fraction. Next 1 by 7. Here 2 is the whole number. 1 by 7 is the proper fraction. 3 by 4. 5 is the whole number. 3 by 4 is the proper fraction. 1 by 3. 2 is the whole number. 1 by 3 is the proper fraction. So mixed fraction is in the form of whole number with proper fraction. I hope students now you are clear about types of fractions. Next we are going to see about conversion of fractions. Conversion of fractions. In conversion of fractions, there are two types of conversion. Conversion of an improper fraction into mixed fraction. Okay. What is the rule for improper fraction? In improper fraction, the numerator value is greater than the denominator. The numerator value is greater than the denominator. So, first we have to divide the numerator by the denominator. We have to divide the numerator by the denominator. After divide, what we get? We will get quotient remainder. So we have to write the quotient, remainder and the divisor is in the form of quotient, remainder by divisor. Here quotient is the whole number, remainder by divisor is the proper fraction. So we have to convert improper fraction into mixed fraction like this only. Next, conversion of mixed fraction into an improper fraction. To convert mixed fraction into improper fraction, mixed fraction is in the form of whole number with proper fraction. So, we have to multiply the whole number and the denominator. We have to multiply the whole number and the denominator. With the result, we have to add the numerator. After add the numerator, what we got, that is the numerator value. The denominator is the same. Okay, to convert mixed fraction into improper fraction, okay, with the whole number we have to multiply the denominator and then add the numerator. Okay, now what we got, that is the numerator, the denominator is the same. Like this only we have to convert mixed fraction into an improper fraction. Next we are going to see about comparison of fractions. Comparison of fractions. There are 4 types of comparisons. First one, comparison of like fraction. Like in like fractions, the denominators must be same. Next, comparison of unlike fraction with same numerator. In unlike fractions, the denominators are different. Third, comparison of unlike fraction with different numerators. And finally, comparison of unit fraction. In unit fraction, the numerator must be 1. Okay. First, you have to clear about the types of fractions. Okay. And then only you can easily compare the fractions. Okay. First, you have to understand the given fraction is what type of fractions. The given fraction is like fraction or unlike fractions, that you have to first understand. For that, first you have to clear about types of fraction, and then also first you have to understand the given fraction is proper fraction or improper fraction. So to understand the what type of fraction, first you have to clear about types of fraction. Once again, I am recalling that in like fractions, the denominators must be same. In unlike fraction, the denominators are different. In unit fraction, the numerator must be 1. In proper fractions, the numerator value is less than the denominator. The numerator is less than the denominator in proper fraction. Okay. In improper fraction, the numerator is greater than the denominator. In improper fraction, the numerator is greater than the denominator. And finally, mixed fraction is in the form of whole number with proper fraction. Mixed fraction is in the form of whole number with proper fraction. First, comparison of like fraction. What is like fraction, ma? Yes, in like fraction, the denominator must be same. Very good. So, the denominator same means we have to compare the numerators. We have to compare the numerators. In like fraction, we have to compare the numerators. Look at this example. Compare 11 by 12 and 10 by 12. Okay. In 11 by 12 and 10 by 12, these two what type of fractions, ma? Yes, very good. Like fractions. Because the both the fractions have the same denominators, 12. Okay. Look at the numerators. The numerators are different. The numerators different. The numerators are 11 and 10. So, now compare the numerators. In 11 and 10, 11 greater than 10. 11 greater than 10. So, the answer is 11 by 12 greater than 10 by 12. So, the answer is 11 by 12 greater than 10 by 12. When we compare the numerators, which one is big? That is, which numerator is greater? That is the greater fraction. Which numerator is big? That is the greater fraction. Here the numerator 11 is greater. The numerator 11 is greater compared to 10. So the fraction 11 by 12 is greater than 10 by 12. Next, comparison of unlike fractions with same numerator. What is unlike fractions, ma? Yes, in unlike fractions, the denominators must be different. In unlike fractions, the denominator must be different. Okay. So, we have to compare the denominators because here the numerators are same. So, we have to compare the denominators. Look at this example. Compare 16 by 5 and 16 by 3. 16 by 5 and 16 by 3. Okay, here the numerators are same. So, using the numerators, we cannot compare. So, look at the denominators. Here the denominators are different, 5 and 3. So, using the denominators, we can compare. Okay, when we compare unlike fractions with the same numerator, in denominator, which one is the smaller, that is the greater fraction. In denominator, which one is the smaller, that is the greater fraction. Okay, here the smaller denominator is 3. So, 16 by 3 is the greater fraction. Here, the smaller denominator is 3. So, 16 by 3 is the greater fraction. Okay, when we compare unlike fraction with the same numerator, we have to compare the denominators. In denominator, which one is the smaller, that fraction is the greater fraction. Okay. Next, comparison of unlike fractions with different numerators. Comparison of unlike fractions with different numerators. Okay. Here in unlike fractions, the denominators are different with different numerators. So, here the numerators also different, the denominators also different. So, if both are different, so with that we cannot find which fraction is greater, which fraction is less than. We cannot find. So, for that, first we have to convert that unlike fraction into like fraction. Okay, if we convert that unlike fraction into like fraction only, we can easily compare. Okay, example 2 by 3 and 4 by 5. 2 by 3 and 4 by 5. Okay, ma. To convert unlike fraction into like fraction, we have to find multiples for the denominators. We have to find multiples for the denominators and then find the common multiples. From the common multiples, we have to find LCM. We have to find LCM. That LCM only be a common denominators for these two fractions. Okay, to convert unlike fraction into like fraction, we have to find LCM. Okay, keep it in your mind, ma. To convert unlike fraction into like fraction, we have to find LCM. Okay, LCM for the denominators. LCM for the denominators. Here the denominators are 3 and 5. So for this 3 and 5, first we have to find multiples. Multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30 and so on. Multiples of 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 and so on. Okay, now from these multiples of 3 and 5, we have to find the common multiples. Common multiple means that multiple must present in both the multiples of 3 also and multiples of 5 also. Here look at the multiple 15. The multiple 15 is present in both the multiples of 3 and multiples of 5. Similarly, the multiple 30 also present in multiples of 3 and multiples of 5. So, 15 and 30 are the common multiples. 15 and 30 are the common multiples of 3 and multiples of 5. Okay, now we know common multiples. Okay, from the common multiples we have to find LCM. LCM means least common multiple. Here, which one is the least common multiple, ma? Yes, 15. 15 is the least common multiple. So, LCM of 3 and 5 is 15. 1, 5, 15. So, now this 15 is going to be the denominators for the both the fractions. How we can do, how we are going to do this? Take the fraction 2 by 3. Here the denominator is 3. Okay. We have to convert the denominator 3 into 15. How we can convert? With 3, if we multiply 5. With 3, if we multiply 5, we can get 15. So, both the numerator and the denominator multiply with the same number. So, 3 5s are 15, 2 5s are 10. 3 5s are 15. Why we multiplying with 5? To get the denominator as 15. So, for that we multiplying with 5. Okay. Now, we convert the unlike fraction 2 by 3 into 10 by 15. Similarly, we are going to convert the fraction 4 by we are going to convert the unlike fraction 4 by 5 into like fraction. So, in denominator, here the denominator is 5. With 5, if we multiply what number, we get 15. Yes, 3. 5 3s are 15. So, numerator also multiply with the same number. 4 3s are 12. So, after convert the unlike fraction 4 by 5, we got the like fraction 12 by 15. Now, we got the like fractions 10 by 15 and 12 by 15. For the unlike fractions 2 by 3 and 4 by 5. Now we can easily compare the like fractions. 10 by 15 less than 12 by 15. 10 by 15 less than 12 by 15. Okay, here 12 by 15 from which unlike fraction we got? 4 by 5. So, 2 by 3 less than 4 by 5. The answer is 2 by 3 less than 4 by 5. I hope students you now you can understand how to convert unlike fraction into like fraction. This is most important. Next, finally, comparison of unit fraction. What is unit fraction, ma? In unit fraction, the numerator must be 1. In unit fraction, the numerator must be 1. So, we have to compare the denominators. We have to compare the denominators because the numerators are 1. So, using the numerators, we cannot compare the fraction. So, in unit fraction, the denominator must be different. In unit fraction, the denominator must be different. So, with the denominators, we can compare the fraction. Look at this example. Compare 1 by 12 and 1 by 6. Compare 1 by 12 and 1 by 6. So, in unit fraction, the numerator must be 1. So, 1 by 12 and 1 by 6 are unit fraction. 1 by 12 and 1 by 6 are unit fraction. Look at the denominators. Denominator 12 and 6. Denominators 12 and 6. So, the denominators are different. The denominators are different. Using the denominators, we can easily compare 12 and 6. When we compare unit fraction, if the denominator is small, which denominator is small, that fraction is the greater fraction. When we compare unit fraction, which denominator is smaller, that is the greater fraction. So, when we compare the denominators 12 and 6, 6 is smaller. So, 1 by 12 less than 1 by 6. The greater fraction is 1 by 6 because in 1 by 6, in 12 and 6, the denominator 6 only smaller. So, 1 by 6 is the greater fraction. I hope students, now you are all clear how to compare the fractions. Okay. First we compare like fractions and then we compare unlike fraction with same numerator and then we compare unlike fraction with different numerator and finally we compared unit fraction. Class work I will give in next video. Thank you students.